What is up, fellow vinyl collectors? It's your friendly neighborhood vinyl collector, Eric Nigma here with another video about the thing that's round, made out of wax, that plays music sometimes. New additions to the vinyl collection. I'm running out of space. I'm gonna need to get a new shelf. I have a whole bunch of records here that just been kind of stacking up for a while. It's about time we jump into them and I show you what I now have to try to fit into this these six boxes, these six cubes here, full of, we gotta be over 100 records at this point, you know, to put it nicely. But yeah, pardon the sound, pardon the noise, the background noise. There's music going on in the neighborhood. It's a bit warm here with the pits and the man boobs. So I got the fan on directly at me, so that's what you're hearing as well. And yeah, closet, beautiful closet at the background. So yeah, let's get into it. First record I want to show off is one I'm very excited to have in my collection, much needed, and that is the Who Sell Out. This is their second or third record. I believe this is after my generation. No, this is not after my generation, I think. This is either the second or the third record. The Who are easily one of my favorite classic rock bands, if you want to go with that route. You know, if we're talking like the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Cream, Zeppelin, you know, whoever else you want to throw in there, The Who is easily number two, if not number one. Number two to the Beatles. That's one of my favorite classic rock bands. And why this record is so special to their catalog is The Who is probably most popular, probably most well known to their career, to their legacy, is they either invented or popularized the rock opera, and you know, Tommy, Quadrophenia, classics that the Who are responsible for, you know. And this record not only features some of their most well-known songs, you know, such as well, some of my favorite, like Tattoo, I Can See for Miles, I Can't Reach You, but it's also the first time they did the rock opera, basically. They did a song called, I believe it's Rael 1 and 2, I'm not sure. I believe that it's the last track on here. I believe it's Rael 1 and 2. It's a story song. It's broken up in different parts, which would eventually become what, you know, they would use to do, you know, Tommy, Quadrophenia, and even the record. I forgot what Who's Next was supposed to be. Who's Next was supposed to be a concept album as well, a rock opera as well, and it just didn't come together, and it became Who's Next. Just a bunch of individual songs, but it basically all started with Rael, I think that's how you say it, Rael 1 and 2, the last track on this record. That's where you hear the beginnings of, you know, them, you know, Pete messing with stories and structures and, you know, pieces and whatnot, characters, you know. Ivor the engine driver, is that how you're supposed to say it? But yeah, So, but yeah, some of my favorite. One of the things I love about this record too is it's basically a concept album. You know, they take the idea of the Who sells out. So there's ads on it, radio ads in between songs and whatnot. For like Heinz baked beans or like a deodorant called Odorano, which I don't know if it was real or not because I'm young. And you know, also the cover is them in promotional ads. You know, Pete, Roger, Keith, and John. You know, nice little guys. That's why I loved about the Who. They have a sense of humor. They were like the first, they were the first band to really have that kind of punk attitude, you know, with them destroying their instruments, and you know, they were rock stars on top of that, with just, you know, them being, I think they were the first band to really be well known for like destroying hotels and whatnot. I mean, you have fucking Moon the Loon in your band. Yeah, the Who is just one of my favorite bands of all time. I've seen them twice live. Fortunately, first time I saw them do Quadrophenia from top to bottom, the entire record. And yeah, man, if you've never gotten into the Who, this is a good record to jump into with, for sure. Show you. This is colored vinyl. This one's on red vinyl. This one is on red vinyl. Orange, basically. It's supposed to be like bean. I think it's supposed to be like bean colored orange, but it's a nice orange. It's a nice glowy orange. So now I can add this to my collection of Who records, which I have. I do have Who's Next. I do have Quadrophenia. I also have what's the Who by Numbers, and I have the first record they did after Keith passed. I can't remember what it's called, but I also have that record. I'm missing Tommy. I like My Generation too, but I'm missing Tommy for sure. I need Tommy. But yeah, now I can add this beauty to my collection. This is new too. This is a deluxe reissue that just came out. The next record, Beetlejuice. Say it two more times and you know what happens. Yeah, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a classic, Tim Burton classic. Tim Burton is one of my favorite filmmakers. And yeah, this is the soundtrack, the score, the original motion picture soundtrack by probably my favorite composer, Danny Elfman. I love the way he does his music. I love the wondrous kind of circusy, at times, feel the dark sounds of it. And it all started with this record, this movie. This was a movie where the music, I was just like, I really like this music, man. It's got a vibe to it. And yeah, I just, you know, Danny Elfman's sound, you can hear a mile away. Yeah, this is, I now have this beauty on vinyl. It's black vinyl, there's nothing inside, it's just plain record. It's just all about the music here, baby, which that main title theme is probably next to the 1989 Batman theme. It's probably my favorite Danny Elfman composition, is that what we would call it? Probably my favorite track of his he's done for a movie. Yeah, the Harry Belafonte songs are on here as well. So awesome. The next record, Fistful Metal by Anthrax. This is the first Anthrax record with the lineup of Scott Ian on rhythm and Wang guitar, as it says here. Dan Spitz on lead guitar, Neil Turbin on vocals. This is before they had Joey Belladonna. Dan Loker on bass guitars, also before they had that's before they had Frank on bass and Charlie Benanti on drums. Yeah. So this is before this is the original lineup of Anthrax, before the classic lineup, as would say, you know, that would give us like State of Euphoria. I think, is it the same lineup on State of Euphoria? And Among the Living, Spreading the Disease, you know, classic records. Those are my favorite records, by the way. The records after this are my favorite Anthrax records. But, you know, I don't have any Anthrax in my collection. No explanation for that, but saw this. I definitely wanted to get, had to start it off because I'm definitely trying to improve my thrash in this collection. The presence of thrash within my record collection. I believe this is on, there's a gatefold too. Dope gatefold. But I believe this is on a like a black and red. Yep. Ooh man, look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Fistful Metal. It's the. I think this is the. This is one of the few Anthrax records I have not heard. Because when I got into Anthrax, you know, I wanted to hear the classic labs. I wanted to hear Joey's voice, Frank on bass. You know, I wanted to hear that live. So that's what I jumped into initially, was the records that, you know, were the most beloved by fans first. And over time, I've made my way here and there into the other stuff that I haven't heard. You know, like worship music and the last record for All the Kings, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I need to hear this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well, might as well buy it to hear it. So yeah, here we go. Next up for records, got some black metal, man. Yeah, I mean, add some more black metal to my fucking collection. And it goes a little something like this. Watain. Yes, Watain, TRIDENT, ECLIPSE. I don't know what number this is in their catalog, but this is definitely one of my favorite Watain records. When I was getting into Watain, this was one of the records that just clicked for me immediately. I was just like, I get it and I like it. So yeah, I believe this is just regular black vinyl, but I can check. Pretty sure it's just regular black vinyl. Yep, just regular good old black vinyl. Black. This is black metal. Black metal is black. And cold and dark. Watain is definitely one of the black metal bands I really got into. Like, just was like, I want to hear more. I want to hear more. And when I first listened to them, and this was one of the records that definitely made me a black metal fan for sure. So yeah. Watain. If you haven't checked out Watain, give them a listen. If you're not familiar with black metal, I would say Watain is a good band to jump into, for sure. Try this record. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Next record. Going from black metal, now we go over to death metal with a classic, Autopsy. Severed Survival. For some reason, I always want to say Surgical Steel, but that's Carcass. But yes, Severed Survival. This is the first Autopsy record. Pretty much Chris, is Reinhardt? Yes, Reinfold. Forgot. Chris, lead singer and drummer, left Death. For those who don't know, the death metal band Death was founded by not Chuck Schuldiner, late great Chuck Schuldiner, and Chris, which let me do him justice by fucking Chris Reifert, doing his name, giving him justice. Chris Reifert was founded by Chuck Schuldiner and Chris Reifert, and I believe after the first Death record, which was Scream Blade Gore, which I have in here, he went off to form Autopsy. I believe he went to California. I believe. I believe that's how it went. But yeah, and this was the record Autopsy put out, Severed Survival. And this was one of the first records I listened to after I got into Death, the band Death, because the band Death was my gateway into death metal. Liking Death, I was, I like the first Death record. and finding out that the drummer of that record went off to form his own pivotal death metal band with a pivotal death metal album. I gave it a listen and fucking loved it, and then continued on my journey of death metal into death metal. So yeah, this was a must-have for the collection. Black vinyl, nothing special other than kick-ass death metal. So yeah, if you are not a death metal fan, but you're curious, this is definitely a must listen. Autopsy, dope ass album cover too, man. Fucking the limbs and spelling out the band name, Severed Survival, man. Fuck yeah. Next record is a big switch up, and we completely leave the metal world, the rock world, completely for this one, and we go straight into the R&B land with Kehlani's Kehlani, if you're familiar with Kehlani. What is the record called? It was good. It was good until it wasn't. Yes, that's what it's called. It was good until it wasn't. Man, let me tell you a quick story about trying to get this fucking record, man. Pre-ordered this record before the album came out back in March of last year. Didn't get it until I believe early this year. So yeah, I believe it was Warner. You guys fucked up big time, and I will not be ordering from you guys again, because I almost did that with another record of mine, but we're not going to get into that. But yeah, I'm a big R&B fan. I love music, so love R&B, and Kehlani is one of my favorite R&B artists today. Love her voice, love her style. She's just very different, and dope. She's just cool. And this I think is her best work yet, for sure. So if you're into R&B, I highly recommend checking out this record. It's also signed by her. So it was one of those first ones to be signed. And it's definitely on like a seafoam green kind of color. It's like a blue. Let me see. Yeah, just blue. Blue. Let's get that reference. Really great singer. If you like R&B, check out Kehlani. If you like R&B, you already know who Kehlani is. She's a very big name. She's very popular. So yeah. Next record is a twofer. It is There Existed an Addiction to Blood by Clipping. Experimental rap trio Clipping. It's Clipping, bitch. Yeah. But Clipping, I'm trying to see if I can remember the name. So Clipping is William Hudson and Jonathan Snipes. They do the production. And Daveed Diggs, best known from Hamilton and a bunch of stuff now. He's just killing it. Daveed Diggs is the rapper. He is the vocals on all this. Daveed Diggs kills it. Black Vinyl kills it on all of Clipping's releases, because Daveed Diggs is an incredible rapper, incredible MC. Fuck just a rapper, man. He's an MC for real. And yeah, man, this is basically a horrorcore record. It's a lot of references to horror on this record, and the other one that this is a actually companion piece to. It's basically like a double album almost. It's just they were released years apart, well, a year apart. And yeah, it's this one. There Existed an Addiction to Blood, which actually this is actually the first record, I believe. So yeah, this is the first one, I believe. Dark, dope, experimental, rap, horrorcore-ish album. It's not horrorcore in the vein of like Insane Clown Posse, or even like Grave Diggers, or not even like early 3 6 Mafia, even though there is some references to like Mr. Styles, 3-6 Mafia, with Chat even pops up on the record. It's different. If you're familiar with clipping, then you know they're more experimental. They do things differently, and just the V Diggs just kills it with rhymes, just some violent, dark shit on here. I love it because it's kind of like out of left field for them, but not at the same time. You know, I love clipping. They've definitely become one of my favorite rap projects, rap groups, whatever you want to call them, in rap over the last few years. And this record is a testament to that, along with Visions of Bodies Being Burned. Now, this is the record that followed There Exists an Addiction of Blood. I believe this did come out last year. Let me double check. I know it's not going to say it on here anywhere. Yes, this did come out last year. Okay, yeah. This came out on Halloween, exactly, actually. Yeah, this is one of my favorite records of 2020, for sure. Visions of Bodies Being Burned is a line from the classic Ghetto Boy song, My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me, Candlesticks in the Dark, Visions of Bodies Being Burned. Exactly, that's how the record even opens up on. So, yeah, this record is, I like this. I think I like this record more than the other one, but they definitely go good together, for sure. This record is so fucking dope, and I love it. Definitely check it. Check out clipping. Check out these records if you haven't. Which, by the way, should have showed you. It's like a 3-way kind of gatefold, I guess you would call it. Random pictures here. And they are too big to fit into sleeves, so they just gotta be out and about. This one too. Super dope to have. Super dope to have both of these. So yeah. Fucking check out clipping, bitch. It's clipping, bitch. Next record is a box set that I should have done a separate video for a while ago, but I just never got around to it. But it is a very special box set. It is Swimming in Circles by Mac Miller. This is the last 2 records by the late great Mac Miller, who I have gone on about to say how much he is one of my favorite artists just ever. You know. And yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's 4 records, 2 LPs for Swimming, which was the last record he released while he was alive, and Circles, which was the record that was put out posthumously, you know, after his passing. So yeah, I believe they're this is Circles, so this is what the Circles vinyl looks like. It's beautiful. Beautiful, kind of like baby blues, sky blue, maybe. This is what the Swimming records look like. They are actually the opposite color of the sleeves of each other. This one's more of a darker blue, so see, this is the sleeve they go into, and it's the opposite way for the other records. So really nice blue, really nice shade blue. Numerous booklets for this, man. There's a lot in this that you know, I wish I did do a separate video on, but I just never got around to it. But man, this is a beautiful Christmas gift I got, and a must-have for anyone who loves and misses Mac. For sure, man. It's great. Two really good records. Swimming, I was about. I thought it was good, but just wasn't what I came to Mac Miller for. In Circles, though, I could appreciate after his passing. I could really appreciate what he was doing there. Really good companion piece. Definitely belong together. Definitely should be heard together. And yeah, so next record, Korn, self-titled, their debut album. Yeah, man. Anyone who knows me knows that Korn is one of my favorite bands of all time. They're pretty much the band that got me into any heavy music, metal especially, as a kid. And yeah, if you're a Korn fan, this is the record you should have, you should own in some way. And yeah, this is it. You know, I don't know why it took me so long to get, but I finally got. Here it is. Now I can join the other Korn records I have that I love. They're near and dear to me. Yeah, this is this is a great fucking album, man. Really great album. Glad to see a lot of people come around on Korn nowadays, and that they're now like one of the most influential bands out there. So yeah, man, fucking love Korn. Love this record. This is a new metal classic. It's also just a classic metal record. So yeah. And if you haven't heard it, then I don't know what to tell you. Just go listen to it. Just go listen to it. And the last record we have is just a classic rock album of all time. Just classic record. No introduction needed. It's fucking Appetite for Destruction by Guns and fucking Roses. This is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's probably one of your favorite albums of all time as well. It's GNR. It's the GNR album. I mean, if you're a GNR fan, then you like Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 as well. You know, maybe GNR Lies as well. You know, maybe even Chinese Democracy. You know, it's not that bad. It really isn't. It's just not this. It's just not Appetite for Destruction. That's okay. It's okay, because Appetite for Destruction exists. It's right here. One of the greatest album covers ever, in my opinion. One of the coolest bands. Just one of the coolest looking bands. One of the greatest guitarists front, and one of the greatest frontmen ever, and just one of the best, you know, collection of songs to create a debut album, man, at that. I mean, this is not a record that you can skip around on. This is a record you just hit play and you ride it out to the end, baby. That's what you do. That's what you do. Here's what's inside. This is fucking sick. This is some sick ass artwork to have inside. Such a phenomenal record. You know how I hate those paper sleeves. They just, once they come out, they don't want to go back in. But they're fucking staying in until I'm ready to play this motherfucker. So yeah, Appetite for Destruction is now in the collection, and that is it. Those are all the records I've had, just chilling over here for too fucking long. And yeah, have you listened to any of these records? Have you heard any of these records? Are you familiar with any of these bands, these artists? Talk about it in the comments, man. What you think? What you think? While you're at it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video to your vinyl loving friends of the vinyl community as well, if you think they give a shit. If not, just like, comment, subscribe, and keep it moving, man. All right. I'm Eric Nigma because you aren't. And that's okay, all right? Yeah, it's so easy.